And boom, we're live. So what's up to everyone watching this on the replay? Beamer is with me. We are coming to you from Colorado, just a little outside of Denver, in Aurora is where I'm at right now, set up at an RV park. Here's our little spread. Same camper you always see, but where it's parked keeps a changing. This is our second RV park that we've been to in Colorado. The first was in Monument, which was way too daggone far from my claims. That's just outside of Denver in an area called Littleton. And well, they're still there. And I'm in Aurora, that's a little better. It's still kind of far. What's up, John Crawford, Guy Williams? How are you guys doing? Beamer and I are just kind of taking a breather in a moment here in Colorado. I've been super busy, guys. When I first got here, well, there was a big storm that came through Colorado. You may have seen it on the news because concert goers were at Red Rocks and a hailstorm came through and like 50 people had to go to the hospital because they got hit in the freaking head with big 2.5-inch hail. And then, well, a whole lot of roofs got hit with this same 2.5-inch hail. And I've been climbing on doing inspections. But when that storm happened on a Thursday. I got a text on a Friday. I said, yes, I'll come to Colorado and work State Farm Component. And I left Saturday morning. It took 3 days to get here because it's 1,500 miles from South Carolina to Denver, Colorado. Well, I thought I was going to be in Colorado Springs, but it ended up being Denver. And I got 63 claims, most I've ever had on any deployment. I got, boom, that like right away. So I mapped them out, all out doing the State Farm mapping tool and grouped them together in like groups of either 3 or 4. And then I picked a day in my calendar and I paper clipped them together. And I did that for all 63 of them. And then I started calling people, telling them when their inspection was. And having to do QFCs and quite a bit in the file. And I won't go over all that. Quite a bit to get prepped. And then a couple of days later started running inspections. And I've gotten more claims. I'm up to like 100 now. My last 2 are Wednesday of next week. And I got a paper day Sunday. Other than that, I'm either running 3 or 2 inspections. And I done got the hang of it. Well, I ain't saying I know everything. I'm definitely not saying that. But I have not been getting behind. I've been doing very well. I was told that by management today. But I'm still getting released on the 18th. So I'm not part of last cut. But I'm ready for a little bit of break. But if you got a comment, I'm getting ready to check the comments. I've seen a few pop up. Looks like it's kind of storming behind me, don't it? See if this view will change with the background. Yeah, here's clouds. There's been tornadoes. There's been hailstorms. A lot. Like several times. I did an inspection today that I've already inspected. But another storm came through and did more damage. And so that's actually the one. I've got it all done. I've already processed his 2 checks. A little bit of coverage B and some coverage agent, which don't include the roof because I already paid for the roof in his first claim. And this guy had $3,000 deductible twice, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. But let's go to the comments. Is this how I do it? No? Are there no comments? Surely there are. I thought I saw some pop up. Pop chat. There we go. I see them now. Boot Hill Brian and Shoestring Trucker and Guy Williams were the first to join us. And we got Danger Hellbender. How far from Denver to claims and now? Well, I'm in Aurora. Denver is probably 15 minutes to my claims. On Saturdays, like tomorrow, it'll only take me 30 minutes. But during the week, it takes me like 44 minutes, 45 minutes typically to get to where my first inspection is. What's up, Paul Wibbles? Tommy Creamer is in Illinois. Things are going really cool in Denver. I haven't had much free time to do a whole lot of stuff But that's going to change because I don't have any more inspections after the 17th. And, you know, earlier this year, I set the goal that I want to make 30 grand in 30 days. Like, if you've made 30 grand in 30 days, like, leave a thing in the comment and tell us how you did it. Prior to the last 30 days, I hadn't made 30 grand in 30 days, in case you count, like, my daddy dying and getting a little money out of that. But as far as me earning, you know, money, 30 grand in 30 days was, it's something I've been talking about for a while. If you watch every video I've ever made, you probably, if not the first time, you've heard it, because I've said it numerous times. But yeah, I've been on track for that, which is outstanding. But I'm thinking at maybe my last day, I'm going to turn my camera on and I'm going to maybe, I don't know, show some of that stuff and talk about it a little bit and edit. And I'll have time afterwards to edit because I won't have to really do anything else but pack up my computer. So I won't go all into detail, but things are going good. I am so glad. Like, I am very supportive of the me in the past that made the decision to, but I was going to do something besides truck drive. I'm going to keep my CDL, you know, I guess, but I ain't going to use it. And, you know, I've got this camper now, and I've got, you know, my truck, and this is the next thing that I'm going to pay off. Like, guess how much credit card debt I currently have as of this moment right now. Now, I've got a few credit cards. I've got the one I call my personal credit card. Then I got my business credit card, which, you know, I put these RV parks and my gas and renewing my South Carolina adjuster license and that kind of stuff always goes on it. But generally food, I just, you know, do Apple Pay or whatever that comes out of the bank account. But then there's like a Home Depot card, a Best Buy card, a Kohl's card. But guess how much is on them suckers right now? Anybody want to leave a comment on there? It used to be up there in the thousands, but today it is zero. Nothing. Nada. Zero. None. But I still own this truck, and this is the next thing. I paid some extra on it today, but it's a little over 10 grand left on this. And I'd set a goal also at the, you know, this is my second year as an adjuster. And I don't know, I made some money last year, but, you know, I spent it, you know, invested it right back into myself as soon as I got it, getting, you know, ladders and ladder racks and laser pointers and tool belts and Exactimate level 2 training certification, rope and harness certification, and rope and harness gear, and, you know, all of those things. So I don't know if it really came out ahead. I suck it right back in. But I'd set the goal for this year that I want to make $100,000 by September. And as a truck driver, I never made 100 grand. I got up in the 80s a couple of times in the last 2 years. 86 was the last one, but I left Thanksgiving. I didn't work the last month of the year. Thank you, Paul Wibbles, with the 1999 super chat. You get to see Beamer. Do you want me to get your rope for you, buddy? Do y'all think Beamer is a good-looking dog? That he's handsome? He is a handsome dog. You're a good-looking dog, Beamer. You are. All right, y'all want to go inside the camper? I'll show you my desk and my... Well, that's really about all that goes on in there. Sometimes I cook, but more often than not, I eat out. But this is my desk. And this is the only TV channel I watch, Channel 2. It's a pretty good station. It's got some really hot news ladies. And it plays some pretty good reruns of sitcoms. But when I told you guys earlier, you know, I'd get the claims, print up the deck page, use the mapping tool, group them together, start throwing them in my calendar. This is the calendar. And like this was the first day. And when I put these in here, they were originally blue. And then after I scheduled them in my calendar and I talked to them and everything, I turned it yellow. And then after I do the inspection, I turn it orange. And after I've done the estimate and I've submitted it for authority and I'm waiting to get it back, I turn it red. And then when it's closed, it's settled, that's green. And this is my last day here, the 17th. I still haven't talked to this one and this one, but out of 100 claims, I've talked to everybody except 2. And they're coming up next week, so I don't know, I might need to call their agent to get help reaching them. But yeah, that's a little adjuster scheduling. It's been going, I haven't been behind, but I feel like I'm never caught up. Because, especially when you're adding 3 new ones or sometimes 4 new ones or 2 new estimates you need to do into the mix. And then if you got a couple you're waiting to get back, from authority, so then you can settle from the previous days. And then you always got to prepare for what's coming as far as making sure you have the eagle view and the roof diagram on the back of your roof scope sheet, because you kind of need that. And, I'll have 2 exterior scope sheets ready to go with, I don't print the name on there, but I write them on there so I don't get them swapped up with anybody else. And, that, I don't know if it was a tennis court, but there's some flat surface up there, but it's locked now. I think that's the cleaning lady there. And the laundromat is around the corner there. But, yeah, I was taking a little break because I'd called to settle a claim and ended up leaving a message, didn't talk to the guy. So I'm leaving it open for a little bit until I move on to the next one, because I don't like to have more than one claim open at a time. Because, I don't know, you can get confused if you have more than one claim open at a time. So I try not to do that. But look at that good looking dog. But one of the first things I'm going to do when I do have a day off, which will be at the end of next week, I'm going to wash my truck because it's dirty. And I'm going to vacuum it out too. And I think I probably need to add a little air to my tires. I mean, the alerts hadn't went off yet, but I think they're a little slack. And before I go back to South Carolina, I don't know. If I'm going to go right back to South Carolina, I can wait till I get back to change the oil. But I'm about, 7,000 miles since hey, there's I don't know what it's called. It's this public transportation train that's in Denver. And there's only usually a couple of carts, and it doesn't go fast. But it goes all over. Well, I don't know where all it goes. I hadn't got a map of the tracks on that. But I plan to get out and experience the Colorado area more than just running claims like I have been. And I can uncross my fingers. My friend has already purchased a plane ticket, and I'm going to be picking her up from Denver Airport, which, shoot, we could make a video about the Denver Airport. There's tunnels under that, and there's a big blue horse with red eyes, and I don't know. It's the Denver Airport. But she's going to be flying into there and landing, I think, 8:30 in the morning Mountain Time. I love Mountain Time. It's dark where you're at right now if you're on the East Coast, but not here in the Mountain Time, not in Colorado. It's not dark yet. It's quite comfortable out here. It hasn't been overly hot. We had a couple of days where it was really hot. It was 98 degrees, but I don't think it got in the 90s today. What else? Oh yeah, but Pam's coming to visit, and she's going to get here on the 21st. And have you guys ever heard of Red Rocks? Red Rocks is a natural amphitheater here in Colorado. It's world famous. Dave Matthews recorded like a double CD live from Red Rocks back in the 90s, which was super good. Well, that's here, Red Rocks. I swung in there to kind of check it out the other day, took a couple pictures, but I didn't get out and hike around. And they have concerts there, and I hear the sound quality because of coming off the rocks or whatever, this natural amphitheater sounds amazing. The tickets are pretty expensive. I mean, Steve Miller Band is coming here. That Daniel, it's not Daniel Ratcliffe. I think that's the guy who plays Harry Potter. Nathaniel Ratcliffe, that son of a bitch, can't drink. He's going to be here on my birthday. And I don't think we're going to go see him, but the day before they're showing Return of the Jedi at Red Rock. And I've already got tickets for it. Stars are going to be shining out because it's, you know, it's not in the city. It's out a little way, so there should not be any, a whole lot of, anyway, of light pollution. And the elevation is pretty high, so I imagine the sky's going to be spectacular. I don't know if it's going to be the meteor shower day, but I've heard something on the news about a couple of days of some meteor showers. So that could be fun. And then I guess after, I don't know if it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 days hanging out in Colorado, but at some point we'll hook up and we're going to head back to South Carolina. And I will have a shotgun rider and Beamer in the back. So, I don't know, maybe I won't be in as big a hurry as I usually am when I'm traveling, pulling the camper and moving to the next spot. I thought about just going right on into another deployment because there's been so much work this year for adjusters, and freaking Hawaii's on fire. There's going to be adjusters going over there. We're kind of, we almost on something, and we're like, you know, if you went to Hawaii, you know, I wouldn't be able to take my truck and my ladder, and, you know, you'd have to rent the stuff or whatever, you know, to work over there, rent your vehicle or whatever. And then somebody said something about, you know, the ladders for those. I don't think you'll be getting on the roof. You know, they burn up. Those are total losses, which is completely different than what I'm currently doing. All this is hail. Like, I haven't paid for anything wind. There haven't really been hardly anything wind damage. It's all been hail damage. But out of probably I'm up in the 80s currently of inspections I've already ran, getting close to 90 of them, man. I got 100 altogether when I'm done on the 17th. But out of those 80 or whatever, I think I've bought every roof except for maybe 7 or 8 out of them. So it's been most of them. And some of the people that don't get a roof, they don't like that. The roofer especially don't like that. They're like, he got a roof, and he got a roof. But I'm like, you don't get a roof, you get a repair. So let's go back to the comments. I don't know if anybody's hanging around. Beautiful dog, thank you. Smooth operator. All right. We'll go back inside and wrap this up. We're almost at 20 minutes, so maybe that's a live video that's kind of just a little thumbtack. Look at this. Is that backwards on here? Or does it just look backwards to me? $30,000 in 30 days. Adjusted. Yeah, but here's a little live video, just something short, just letting you guys know I'm still alive. And I hadn't been able to take the time to do anything video-wise because, well, look at my freaking calendar, y'all. I've been busy. Each one of those is an inspection. That's 3 that day. There's 3 that day. There's 3 that day. And that's 3 coming up Monday. And all of them, there's quite a bit to do for each and every one of them. Like getting up on the roof, for instance, but that's only part of it. But I am not complaining. And for any other adjusters that's starting out or that work by the hour, like my first, I think my, I don't know, my first adjuster gig was auto. I think it was like $28 an hour. But my first property deployment after I got my rope and harness certification was $44.10 an hour. It was up in Minnesota. And I tell you, I thought that was good. I mean, well, I needed to work by the hour then because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Oh my goodness. It was quite overwhelming because there's a lot to do. A lot. And they'll change it on you all the time too. But I was getting paid by the hour regardless until they cut me 33 days later. So then it stopped. 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do the math. It adds up. Yeah, they pay overtime. But I don't know. I like this component. You got to hustle, but it adds up. The goal that I had set, and I'll go back through all of this, and I'm able to print up, because I'm working with Crawford, so everything's pretty well organized, and I'm W-2'd on all of it, so I'm getting taxed at the yin-yang, but maybe I'll get like a $10,000 tax return, or maybe even better, in the springtime that I can do something wonderful with. I lost my train of thought. But nonetheless, it's going good. Things are on track. No big surprises in any of this since I've started. It's about like what I expected it to be. And my progress has been about like I expected. I'm developing some very good habits as an adjuster. I mean, I've still got a lot of learning to do as far as different material and building, but I found using the roofers that are on site, they can be a valuable source of information, and they have been. They've helped me learn a lot, because as far as, I mean, I do have, I've got a guy named Jeff and a guy named Jason that I can reach out to, and Jeff, he checks my stuff, and so I do have, help when I need it, but I don't like to ask for it. Because most of it, you can kind of figure it out. Sometimes where I'll ask the help for the most is, what is the line item for this right here, And, well, you usually don't have to, I might have to ask a second time or whatever, but I generally try to write those things down, or if it was answered in a text thread or an email thread from the person that you can refer back to them, like, oh yeah, you start learning and you get the hang of it, and then it ain't no big deal, and it starts, there's so many things I do really, really, really fast now. I've got a good workflow. And before I end this, for people who use Windows computers, or especially if you are an adjuster, there's something called Windows V. Okay, you know about copy and paste, Control V, Control P, or Control C to copy, Control V for paste. Well, there's Windows V. This is what I mean. It's got that Windows symbol, so that's the Windows button. But when you hit Windows and V, look what happens. Over here, it pops up a clipboard, and these are the last few things that I've copied. Where's my little... and it keeps like the authority things, and like there's a pending note on here all the time, and I'm always pasting my pending note right there. But doing stuff like that saves so much time and allows you to get into a rhythm filling out things. When the claim number, for instance, you can just Windows V, pow, instead of, what is it, 065134, is it 3, doing all, I used to hate doing that and typing them in manually, but learning your hotkeys, Windows V being the biggest one. So that's the tip of this video, people. Stay tuned, subscribe if you hadn't already, because I intend to do some kind of talking about adjusting in an edited video. And I'll probably share some paycheck stubs kind of thing. I don't know if y'all into that kind of stuff. Proof to like 30 grand in 30 days kind of talk. That's exciting, I think. I mean, 30 grand in 30 days, you know, if you have the ability to go out and make 30 grand in 30 days, well, you should be able to do something big with that if that's consistent. There is a lump on your left side. What are you talking about? In my shirt. In my neck. I tell you, my neck has been hurting something awful. Even there's been quite a few challenges during that. Well, I've been here more than 30 days now. I got here the latter part of June. But, and you know, I'm dealing with ladders, and a lot of times an extension ladder, you know, a 28-foot one, and taking it off my ladder rack and everything and putting it on 2-story houses and climbing up. I think there's a fight about that. That guy went by yelling at that guy that was just walking, and he just keeps walking. But I think he's closing the gap a little bit. They're fighting now, but they're out of frame, so I can't show you guys. Sorry. All right, anything else before I end this? And thanks to Paul Wibbles for the super chat. Those super chats, along with thumbs up and views, add up to a YouTube check. Well, it used to come every month. Now, it'll skip a month every now and then, because if it's not $100, it don't pay out. That's the way AdSense works. But I have taken a lot of time off from making content, but guys, don't think I don't think about it. I do. But I'm going to wrap this up. But stay tuned. Within the next, I don't know, 10 days or so, I think I may, yeah, I'm going to put something together. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to do that before my friend gets here. And then my friend gets here, we're going to have a lot of fun. And my birthday's going to be, and we're going to go check out Red Rocks too. I don't know if there'll be a video of that. I don't, you know, it may make her feel uncomfortable. Me, like, I don't know, trying to throw a camera on her or whatever. But, I don't know. We'll see. But, an adjuster video going into detail about some of the things that I shared here, but more of an organized snap, crackle, pop, edited kind of manner instead of this live and me rambling on and kind of figuring it out as I go. But I appreciate the 12 of you that stay tuned and made it to the end. And I'll have to see you in the next video. But until next time, be safe out there and keep on trucking. I don't see the end button on this. Oh, it's this X at the top.